I want to get your thoughts on the future of AI. What do you think? Well, it's kind of an interesting question because we're living in the future right now, right? I feel like this is like the
Mhm.
most futuristic we could have ever thought, other than like the metaverse stuff. I don't feel like we've seen that yet. But like with AI, we're just doing so many different things, right? So when I talk about the future of AI, I mainly want to like know just your perspective on how do you think society will perceive AI in the future? Do you think we will eventually just, okay, let's all figure it out? Or do you think we're at that point where too many people are just, doing too many different things and it's going to be a huge divide?
Even though AI is kind of exploding,
Hmm.
it is not integrated enough into
Hmm.
our daily life. So that's
Hmm.
why most people are like, I'm not going to mess with it. Um,
Hmm.
doesn't affect me, doesn't concern me. But I think it's going to come in waves.
Mm.
Because it's already set in stone that the U.S. government has already started implementing some of this stuff, even in the military,
Hmm.
even the FDA, the healthcare. There are some things that they're slowly rolling out with AI, but um, I believe AI, we will be as dependent on AI as we are to our cell phones.
Mm.
Um, we used to, well, when I was young, be able to memorize all the numbers to my family
Yeah.
members, um,
Yep.
and know the number to this and that place. But now there is no need for that because we have a phone that does that for us.
Yeah.
And now we have desktops, laptops, even phones that will remember our passwords for us.
Hmm.
And I think it will get to a point that AI will do so much for us that we won't have a need to do certain things. Um,
Mm.
I feel like it's going to be an adoption more for Gen Zs. I feel like it's going
Mm.
to be an easier adoption when it comes to Gen Zs than it does for
Hmm.
baby boomers.
Yep.
Even some millennials are kind of like, eh. But Gen Zs are so for the metaverse,
Yeah.
technology, AI. They're in it. I mean, you give a 5-year-old your phone, they can figure stuff out faster than you
Oh
can.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
it, so I feel like it's going to be heavily integrated
Hmm.
with the Gen Z population. So yeah.
Mm. And I
But
to get, just give. Oh, go ahead.
no, what are your thoughts on it? Actually, I'm curious.
Um, I honestly think like we're in the early stages of AI. So while I feel like you do have an advantage of listening to this podcast or watching it and just hearing, me and Diana, just give you guys these gems. I think, like you said, eventually it will become seamless, right? Because here's the biggest thing that I'm watching, like in the AI space, and I can't wait to see like them do something. I'm so ready for Apple to launch whatever they're gonna launch, and that
Yeah.
it's gonna be something AI incorporated. Like they've been hinting at it and stuff. They've been like they literally been waiting and seeing what everybody else has done. And I feel like when they launch their glasses or the next, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So I think, while Chat GPT might have the lead and Google Bard might have the lead in the AI race, I honestly believe if Apple decides to do anything AI, I don't even know if we're having this conversation. I think, maybe in the future we're talking about alpha AI, that's the new thing, like so I don't think I don't think most people will get left behind just because I think, like you said earlier, it will become more accessible. But I feel like the early adapters, are definitely going to reap all the rewards, from being able
Yes.
to see it, being able to see like the
Yeah.
full picture, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I actually believe that the early adopters would be able to pick up on scams, because
Yeah.
if you know your AI and you know what the potential dangers of AI, and somebody calls you in somebody else's voice, you're already going to have that knowledge to know that AI can replicate somebody's voice, and you're going to be able to carry that conversation differently and kind of have a little bit more critical thinking underneath your belt, versus somebody who has no idea what AI is, and they're more vulnerable.
Yeah. And you said it, you hit it right on the nail, like as far as like AI scams, like they're like, I think it was the other day, there was a fake image of the Pentagon being caught on fire. I think somebody made it in Midjourney, and that picture alone went viral, and it affected the stock market. So like it is a lot of stuff just going on. And actually that kind of ties into like what we're gonna do before we end. Just a quick hit, just the reactions to some of the biggest news in AI. Obviously that was one. But there was a poll that came out that said 6 in 10 people are afraid of AI. And it's interesting because another article right next to it said big name investors are going all in on AI. So that kind of shows you, the balance of where the world is. And that's why, like, on my channel, I try to encourage everybody to like, look, we gotta really read like beneath the headlines. Like while everyone
Yeah.
is afraid, you got the biggest companies investing in this software and this technology. Like, what are your like quick thoughts about that?
Yes. So by I believe the year was 2025 or 2027, the AI industry will be worth over $200 billion. So if you see that projection, if you're a company, you're going to invest in AI. And actually, the United States is the leading nation who invests in AI. We are at
Wow.
56% leading. Um, and so, yeah, that's why I strongly believe that it's going to happen, and it's going to completely be integrated. But I do believe it's going to enhance life. I do
Mm,
believe that it's going to be more catered and tailored to people's life, because I think
mm,
that's what we kind of want. For example, I have a different body type than the next person. So if I need something and maybe I don't feel comfortable with human interaction, and sadly, when it comes to communication, that transactional communication, person to person, is fading away.
mm-hmm.
So, because of social media and because of digital media, it's supposed to connect us more, but people usually find it harder to connect than they would if they were share proximity together and
Yep.
be more transactional real time. So, if I don't have those social skills, I'm not probably prone to go to a fitness trainer. I'll probably
Mm-hmm.
use an AI app. And
Mm-hmm.
mind you, I went through an AI app for fitness training. Is probably what had the idea. It was so good. Like, it'll
Mm.
ask you detailed questions, and at the very end, it'll tell you body mass and then tell you your price. But it was really neat, because then people have their fitness trainer in their pocket. They have their
Yeah.
recipes, chef recipes in their pocket. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that accessibility. I told my
Mm.
sister once, when she commented, "Why are convenience stores so expensive?" And I said, "Because they're accessible, like they're
Yep.
convenient, and people want
Yep.
that convenience. So if you have it in
Mm-hmm.
your pocket,
Mm.
it's over, game over." So yeah.
Game over.